Remote travel comes with its own set of challenges for those that choose to tow their beloved boats on their journeys and explorations. Dust intrusion and guarding your pride and joy from serious stone damage are two of the most important considerations. Here is what we have done to address these problems. G'day folks, I'm just here in Weipa, Cape York Peninsula on the west coast, about 2/3 of the way up. Most of you would know Weipa as a mining township here for bauxite. This is the third time I've been here this year, up for fishing of course, and all sorts of adventure and discovery hopefully. Only got in yesterday, so as soon as we got in, because of all the dirt roads, we've gone through the truck wash at the local car wash. There's a good local car wash here. You can get a towed caravan or boat through. So we gave the slide-on camper a wash to get most of the dust and everything off it. Same with the car, just so that we're here for a fair while. We don't have to have red dust on everything for the whole time we're here. Yeah, so here's the boat. A lot of people have asked about this boat cover and how we put it together. I've washed all the outside of it to get most of the red dust off all the outside. We're about to go back into the car wash. Now you always get some dust infiltrate in any cover that you make, so I do tape up some of the things. There's some holes up here around those uprights. I tape them up to try and seal them as best I can. I also, down the back here, very hard to get covers to fit the way as snugly and as nice as you'd like to around the outboard. There's gaps here. I stuff them with old towels just so that it stops dust getting in there. Yes, some dust gets in. We're going to show you how much gets in. There's a bit of dust in there now, you can probably see. So we'll pull this off, give you a look at how it's made and how it attaches, and then we'll also have a look at how much dust actually got in. Yeah, so a full outboard cover as well. The new trailer, which I've got to do a full rundown on yet, but you've seen snippets of that. It's proper off-road and long distance travel, and to be the ideal cradle from a boat. So we'll go in the car wash, we'll strip all this off, I'll show you how it attaches. Pretty ingenious. I'll let you know who made it in case you want to speak to them about getting one made yourself. I just paid full tilt for it, so no sponsorship there. Anyway, we'll go and do that and clean it all up, then we'll have a nice tidy boat to start with. No excuses to not keep it tidy for the whole trip, which I like a tidy boat, both in clutter around the floor and also just dirt and rubbish and all that sort of stuff. Keep it clean and just makes for more enjoyable fishing for me. Righto, so we're at Weipa car wash here, and I'm going to give you a run through of this. A couple of little holes in the cover here. When I had the old trailer and the drawbar was a bit too short, and yeah, it actually touched the camper when it was on, so but I'll sort that. The electric's all on there. I'll show you how I take all this off. These stone deflectors are like plasticized heavy canvas. It was my idea to put these on. Obviously the upholsterers did it how they could and wanted to do it, but they zip on and zip off and just pull down with elasticized bands. So they come right back here and they cover, even though a lot of the hull is covered by the inner cover or the main cover, they give extra protection. They cover most of the trailer. Get a few stone chips down here. The whole cover actually has a drawstring that pulls tight around the whole bottom. I'm going to spin you around. So that drawstring runs all the way down here and around. And that drawstring holds everything tight together down the bottom. I think I mentioned in here, I fill this with old towels to stop as much dust as I can. We'll pull this cover off in a minute and see how much dust is here. Same that side. I sort of cover this void there. I guess just time and experience. There's that drawstring, comes right through down here. A few clip-on points with this elasticized stuff. Made for the old trailer, but still fits this trailer all right. So let's go through to here. So here's this plasticized stone cover, and you'll see when I pull it off, you've still got the main cover underneath, and then we've got this stone guard built into the trailer there, and yeah, there's dust on the hull but no stones get to it. So that's that one side off, and they just all clip up with elasticized tie downs and clips. We'll go right around the boat, and we'll pull this other one off just to show you again. So you can obviously use the main cover without these on if you aren't on dirt roads and you just want to cover the boat. And what we'll do, we're here to just take all the extra dust off this, and then to open the cover and just see how she looks inside. And then I'm going to hose out all the inside of the boat, and I'll turn this cover inside out because it'll have a bit of dust on the inside of it, and we'll just blow it all out as well. Off. So there's the stone covers off, all pretty easy. Throw them on the back of the ute. So centre consoles are always a bugger to do covers. You don't want to go up around your whole T-top, you just make a massive windsock, and it's going to drag a heck of a lot. You want the air to just run through your console, or your console top, T-top. That gets a bit dusty up there, but not too bad because it's up pretty high. So yeah, what they've done here is these zips, whoops, go through, and each one of these four uprights has a hole section cut for it. And yes, I run some tape around that to help keep dust out as well. Don't get a lot of dust up here, but just enough to get in. And there's a little bit of dust in there. We'll get this off in a minute. These clips just undo. They're rope just to stop too much pressure on that, support a little bit of upward hold. So that's what happens both sides. We'll get this one down here as well. Up we go. And that's what undoes that. And here you can see that drawstring down the bottom. And of course there's a windage gets up under inside this cover, and yeah, just the outside of the boat's got a bit of dust on it, but once you get past here, there's less dust. There's a bit, and hopefully less again inside. So what I'll do is I'll undo all this. When you start with these covers, is you undo your drawstring first, because that just releases all the tension. Got a couple of truckies hitches here to keep this tight. There we go, out of there. Pull that through. It's a little bit noisy here, sorry, I'm at car washing. It's people washing cars, of course. And so that is our drawstring pulled out, and now we can unclip the back. Unclip the back. We've only got a couple of clips here to do. Here, unclip there, that's everything done there. We need to do this side, unclip these. And the other tricky thing is, I'm going to try and hold this GoPro in my mouth here. Sorry if that was a bit off there. And you've got these little clips, and they just turn sideways on each other. Try and do it with one hand because I'm holding, and they let go. And then that can roll up, and you can see there is a bit of dust on the inside, particularly down the bottom, but not as much up the top. So then that folds up in that way. Same with the other side. Try and get this a bit better. Wind's blowing all over the place, so I just roll that in there. Just makes it easy. Same with this side. You can roll these up if you want, but you just got to throw them inside. And then basically speaking, we start from the back. Pretty straightforward, unclip those. That gets you in there. There's going to be more dust down the back here than anywhere else, just in any engine well there. And now we start to get an idea of how much dust. So yeah, we got a fair bit in here. I can't do a lot better than that. That's why we're here to hose all this out. You getting warm there, buddy? Hey? There you go, bloke. You're getting warm. Oh yeah, bloke. You'll be right. Righto. But unclip this front and unzip the front. So that just a zip up to there, and then pulling down. Same as the back ones. There we go. So that then comes off from around there, and we roll the whole cover forward. Pick up this rope, throw it inside. Whoop, one more clip here to come off. So we roll him in. You can see how she's rolling off the front there. Now trust me, there would have been a lot more dust in here had we not have had this cover on, that's for sure. We just roll a whole lot forward. If you excuse me. We'll just tuck everything in, roll a whole lot forward over the console, and just keep rolling forward. Straight off. There she is. So let's have a look how it all came up. So yeah, I'd love to have less dust than that, but that's about bloody near as good as we're going to get it, I think. So now I'll hose all this down and take this flower foot cover off, hose everything down, and we should be right to rock and roll. So there's all the gear that was stored in the boat there. There's a spare over the other side. There's all the gear that was stored in the boat. So obviously put more in there. What I do now is I get some soap up there and I give it a hit with the soapy stuff first. Hopefully you can hear me. I give it a hit with the soapy stuff first. I think the good soaps help dissolve some of the better car washes, the soap in them help dissolve some of the stain. Remember, when we've done the outside of the trailer, we're just doing the sides of the boat and inside the boat. So once you've soaked it right up and let it sit for a little bit, not till it dries, you want to rinse it all off with fresh water, and that's about as good as you're going to get. It's just come up pretty good inside. You see that most of the orange has come out of it.
It's pretty cool. What we want, I'll get up in there in a minute, get these sides done.